So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to download and use Paletools over on Android. So between now and the 6th of October, I'm going to be uploading a daily free eafc 25 trading guide. This will include everything to do on the web app to make as many coins as possible with both trading and investing. I'll be talking about the full release, what we expect to see regarding the market, and there'll also be a daily updated investing guide, all in there, updated every day for free. No gimmicks whatsoever, all you gotta do is click on the Google Docs link on the top link of the description. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys and giving you guys a nice updated guide on how to download and use Paletools as of August. Because every month there's new stuff we learn, so that's why there's new tutorials every month. So if you guys aren't aware of what Paletools is basically some software that allows you to complete SBCs extremely fast compared to not using this software. For example, you can complete around about 70 SBCs in probably 7 minutes or under by just using this software. Here's an example of me being able to build these SBCs really fast. All you got to do is basically go between a few buttons. Rather than having to manually add players in, you can just go and submit the SBCs, and yeah, basically the process is a lot faster than if you weren't to go and use this. But how do we go and download Paletools over on Android? Because actually downloading Paletools on Android is completely different to doing it on iOS and to doing it on PC. So let's go and walk you guys through how we're going to do this. So the first thing you need to do is head to the, I guess the main menus or whatever. Now the first thing you need to do is make sure you don't have the companion app downloaded. The reason you've got to make sure that you don't have the companion app downloaded is because it won't allow you to download the Paletools one if you've got the normal one. This is a problem a lot of people came across, so again, make sure if you do have the companion app downloaded, make sure you do go and uninstall it because it will not work otherwise. Then what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Google. It doesn't really matter what browser you're on, but I think defaultly on Android it's Google. Now what you're going to do is you are going to go and search up Paletools. Now you do have to be aware that there are a few fake websites for Paletools. So what you want to be doing is clicking on this one right here. This is https://pale.tools. It is this one right here. Now what you can do is you're going to go and click on this link. You're then taken to the home menu of Paletools, and basically each one of these is like a different thing per device. So for example, Paletools v24, that's how you do it on iOS and how you do it on PC and Mac. Whereas what we're going to be going for right now is going to be the Inject Companion apps, brackets Android. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go and click on this. So again, unlike what we get on iOS and the PC, we're actually going to be downloading an app. For those, you basically again use software or use the web browser. So what we want to do right now is we want to go click here to download v24. Now a lot of people might think, oh, this is a bit dodgy, you know, downloading something third party. Now the kind of the research, or at least the results have been, there has been no talk of people getting hacked, no talk of people getting banned, no talk of people's devices being messed up from this. The only thing we've had is, and again it seems very few cases, is some people have had like 7-day suspensions, but again even that can't fully be derived back down to Paletools. So that's kind of the closest there's been to bans or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to go and click here to download v24, and what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to download a file. Now and this is again basically downloading the companion app. So because it isn't an official app on the what's it called, like the Google Play Store, you have to go on a website to download it. So yeah, you got to go download right there. You're now going to go to open. It says, do you want to install this application? If it does not require any specific access. So yeah, if you already have the companion app downloaded, it won't let you go here. It will say there's like some conflicting sort of software being downloaded. But again, as long as you don't have the companion app already downloaded on your Android device, it will let you download it. You're then going to go and click to install, and it's then going to go and install the app. Now what you want to do is you can go and open it, or I can just show you right here that again it should be on your homepage here. So this is the, it looks just like the normal companion app, but it's got Paletools added to it. So now what we're going to go and do is we are going to go and click on it, and as you can see it is literally just the normal companion app. So we are going to want to go and log in. Now if you're not aware of what your login details are, because they're not necessarily the same login details as you use for Xbox and PlayStation, they're actually your login details for your Origin. So how can you go and find your Origin login? Well, what you can do is you can go and head all the way over to FIFA on your console. And once you're on FIFA on your console, make sure you are logged into your main account. So there we go, logging in right now. Because what you can actually do is you can get your Origin email from here. So how do we do that? Well, you see you've got the main menus here. So before we log into Ultimate Team, But if I go left, we've got a settings and accessibility all the way there on the far left. Well, what we're going to do is going to go and click on settings. We're then going to go to online settings, and then to go and get your origin email, you're going to go and click on this. Now again, it's not necessarily the exact same email as your Xbox or PlayStation, it's whatever email you set up when you first logged into FIFA. So what it's going to do is it's going to give you a PSN it's going to give you an origin ID and an origin email. What you want to do is you want to go and put that origin email into your web app. So that's what we're going to go and do right now. Of course, if you don't know the password as well, you can also use the forgot your password and reset it. Obviously, then it's just reliant on you having access to the actual email of what your origin account is. And just like that, you now should be logged into Paletools. And unlike the other two, if you've literally been able to download the app, you can't mess it up. You're in. You've downloaded Paletools. We can see that because it says Paletools at the top. So that is how to download Paletools. Now obviously if you have a PC or you have a Mac, you can also go and do the Mac one because it actually allows you to do a different amount of SBCs, or allow you to do more SBCs if you go and use the Mac/desktop version on top of using the Android version. So now we're going to go and enable a few settings, because there's a few settings you want to be having enabled. You're going to go to the settings in the top left. You're then going to want to go down to, just going to put this background on, Paletools. And now we're going to go and start clicking stuff. So the first thing you want to do is auto reclaim SBCs. Basically, if you saw at the beginning when I was doing the tutorial, I was completing the SBC but then having to claim it each time. If you do that, you don't have to claim it and it's a lot faster process. Now some people think Babysitter is a way of enabling it doing SBCs automatically. No, it's literally just a bit of an inconvenience. Make sure you've got claim all rewards on, and then what you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down there to the bottom, because then there's two more settings we're going to want to have. We're going to have unassigned to SBCs. This basically means if there's something in your unassigned that fits the SBC, it'll put it in. So for example, let's say I went out and bought loads of gold rares to go and do upgrade SBCs, but obviously I couldn't move them anywhere, so I had to move them all to my transfer list. It'll automatically move them from the transfer list to the SBC, presuming that they go and fit the requirements, rather than me having it. Otherwise, I'd have to manually go to the transfer list, send it all to the club for it to put in the SBCs. Likewise, you want to also make sure that there is, the unassigned to SBC. And again, make sure you got the unassigned to SBC. That basically means when you get duplicates, it'll automatically be putting them in the SBC rather than you having to send those duplicates to the club and moving on. So those are the settings you want to make sure you have. Now let's go and talk about how we're going to do or build these SBCs. So the first thing you do is obviously head to SBCs. You then want to go and pick your chosen SBC and favorite it. So, more likely than not, it's going to be the repeatable upgrade SBC. So it is, in this case, the 81 player pick. So again, you want to go and favorite it. You can see right there, not favorited, favorited. All you got to do is click on it and it will favorite it. The reason you want to go and favorite it is because, let's say we went and completed the SBC. If I didn't have this favorited, every single time I'd have to go and scroll down here and it'd be an absolute nightmare. Whereas if we go and favorite it, every time it's going to be at the top and it's going to be a lot more efficient. You can see right here, if we go to the templates and build, but if we, we're building the SBCs, it'd be a lot more efficient. So now let's go and talk about how we're actually going to go and build the SBCs. Well, the first thing we're going to do is go and click on this pitch thing on the top right with the football pitch in the white circle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit SBC template. Before you do that though, you actually might want to go and have a little look what the requirements are. So the requirements are 3 rares and 8 players. So it's 3 rares and 5 non-rare gold cards. So again, we're going to head back over to that white circle with the pitch. We're then going to go to edit SBC template. Because there's 2 different things we need to press 1, that's going to be for the rares. I'm going to press 2, that's going to be for the non-rares. So again, if you don't, some people come across this problem where they don't add it twice and they say, oh, it only adds the rares, not the non-rares. That's because you need to click this twice and basically have one thing set up for non-rares and one thing set up for rares. So what we need to do now is going to go and set up the templates. So of course, because we're going gold, it's going to go 75 minimum. Now this is personal preference. Some people like 84, some people like 83. I personally go for 84. Because it's going to be our rares, it's going to go rares 3. And then what we need to do is make sure we click on ignore player positions. Now I'm never quite sure why this is a setting in the first place, because very rarely do we have SBCs needing chemistry. But basically what this means is it means if you don't have this selected, it will only put goalkeepers in goalkeepers, only put strikers in striker. If you go and let's say have excess goalkeepers and I guess you've got like a centre mid position to put them in, they won't put them in that centre mid position unless you enable this setting. So I find it a very weird setting not to automatically be enabled, but yeah, if you want to be able to do the SBCs, just make sure that's enabled. You then want to go and set this to rares, because of course we needed those 3 gold rares, and that's that. That's your rare setting set. We're now going to scroll down here and do the same with the non-rare. So we're going to go 75. We're going to bring it to 84. The player count is going to be 5. Again, make sure you've got this selected. And then we're going to go over to gold and we're going to go down here to common. So you've got our rare setup and our non-rare setup. That's literally the template setup. So now what I'm going to do is going to press save. If you don't press save, all that was a bin for nothing basically in terms of building the template. So now what you need to do is you actually need to back out the SBC and back in again. If you don't do this, it's not going to acknowledge the template. And there you go. You can see it's acknowledged the template. We can now press build SBC. It's going to build the SBC for us. We're going to press submit, go back, and then, yeah, this is literally all you have to do. Now, eventually, what is going to happen is you are going to complete so many SBCs that the game's going to say, okay, you're soft banned. I actually did a video on this recently, and I found that you can complete 76 SBCs every hour and 225 SBCs every 24 hours. Now, this does not mean that when you're suspended on the Android companion app, you're suspended on the console. They have completely different bans, but there's also ways of getting around these bans. So the main way of getting around these bans is that actually that there is a next-gen and an old-gen web app, companion app, and so on. But you can't actually see which version of the companion app you're on, because if we go to settings, it just says we're on Xbox. So how am I meant to know which version of the companion app I'm on? If you're wondering why we care about which version of the companion app you're on. So like I said a minute ago, you can do 225 SBCs every 24 hours. But you can do 225 SBCs every 24 hours on next gen, and you can do 225 SBCs every hour on old gen. So you basically do double the amount of SBCs if you can go on to next gen and old gen. Now obviously if you're on PC, you know, I'd recommend checking out yesterday's video because there's actually a way of doing more SBCs on PC, but obviously there's no next gen and old gen version on PC. And likewise, if you guys are on old gen, you can't do this, but again, presuming that you're on next gen, here is how you can go and unlock another 225 SBCs when you are suspended. So again, the version of FIFA that you're on is the version of FIFA you were last logged in on Ultimate Team. So for example, if I was last logged in Ultimate Team on Next Gen, the version of the web app I'm on is going to be Next Gen. But if I want to go and unlock being able to do more SBCs, what I need to do is I need to go and log into Ultimate Team on the old gen version. I need to back into Ultimate Team, then back out. If you go and turn off your console or close the game, you're going to have to probably wait about an hour. So you need to back into Ultimate Team, then back onto the main menus here. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to do another 225 SBCs. Because again, there is next gen limit and an old gen limit. So that about wraps it up. Again, I do have loads of FAQ videos on the channel, so maybe if your questions haven't been answered in this video, you're wondering about anything else, again, I do have 3 FAQ videos. One basically covers about how long you're banned for. The other one kind of covers, are you going to get banned forever? And the other one is, or the last one is just a generic FAQ video. I think they're about 20 minutes long, and they always at the bottom have what sort of topic I'm going over, so it should be quite easy to find if your question is answered. But that's going to be about that. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, and we'll see you guys, I believe, in a week, because I'm on holiday, with another video.